You're watching the program. It's Monday, October 26th. My name is Robbie Coates. In the studio, as always, we have the Victrix and Twigs. Gentlemen.
How we doing, Rob? Twigs.
Hollywood.
Rob, how we doing?
Hollywood, Victrix. Good to see you, fellas. It's always a pleasure.
Excellent. So let's just get right into something here, because there's always so much going on. Have you guys, obviously you've seen them because they were sent to me. One of the Obama daughters, which one am I talking about?
Malia.
Malia? Okay, so was it her credit
Allegedly.
card? Allegedly? Well, is it her credit card in the photo, or is it not her credit card in the photo?
I agree.
So, yes. That's Victrix, do you know what we're talking about?
Very. I dabbled in a
apparently
little bit of that the other day. Yeah, I mean, so what? They've got her credit card linked to something.
No, apparently she's a cokehead. Apparently she enjoys a good rail.
Just like your dad, admittedly, actually.
So, there's that. I don't know if anyone cares. I don't know if I care.
How
And
old
Hunter
is she?
Biden and Hunter was
How old is
railing
she?
her. So I mean,
How old
Was
is
he
she?
really? No, wait, hold on. Is this also in the laptop?
apparently, yeah.
Really?
Wait, what?
What an interesting opener for the show.
Whoa! What's going on here?
Yeah,
What's going on
what
here?
information is there on that?
Enlighten.
Are we just talking about knowledge, or we're not talking about?
Go back through your feed and look at that picture that was sent.
Okay, stand by.
Because
Can you narrate it a little bit? I'm looking at the picture. Okay, are we talking about the TikTok one?
no, I didn't even see that. Well,
can you
maybe
just,
it was a still that it looked like it was a screen grab that was sent to us.
Okay. So I see.
There's a picture of her
in a mask. I see a picture of her. The screen grab. Okay, Malia Obama's credit card used to chop and line up cocaine found on Hunter Biden's laptop. And then, is there a screen? Oh, I have things that aren't loading here.
Yeah, so there's a picture of what appears to be her laying face down, naked, with Hunter behind her. And they point to like a birthmark or a freckle or something on her leg. That appears to be.
And this, of course, is coming from 8chan or whatever Chan it is. I can see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any reason not to believe it.
No, there's no reason not to believe that. That's
especially when we've got text messages floating around and we don't know who he's talking about, but there's text messages floating around from Hunter Biden that are confirmed about talking. I've been, I'm not allowed to be around so-and-so's daughter and I don't know who he's referring to. I don't know if it's necessarily.
What does he say? What do you mean? Whose daughter?
Because he was accused of being inappropriate around somebody's daughter. They didn't say who it was, but it's in a text message from him. And text
message to,
I think it was to his uncle, to Hunter's uncle. I mean,
it was somebody. Sound very good. No matter.
It's not good.
Someone's daughter. I mean, this doesn't sound good at all.
Underage. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look,
there's a lot of stuff.
What I'm looking at here is there's no apparent doctoring to me. It looks like a hotel room. Is that a hotel room?
It looks like it, yeah. And there's a TV in the background, and is that the one where it's got the little mole circled on her back thigh?
Yes. Yep.
And then they point that out.
The other photo with her in the bathing suit.
Her innocently at the beach.
And similar, and the hair's the same, and everything's the same.
And then it shows.
Back. It's all the same.
Yeah, and then it shows the card with her name on it, right next to some rails of coke. And
those
I mean, well, we know how Hunter operates, right? I mean, we're coming to find out, and I think it's going to get a lot darker than what we've already seen.
Well, they're rock stars. Listen, guys, these are rock stars. The Democrats are rock stars.
They're untouchable.
So this is the
rock stars.
This is the Biden kids and the Obama kids, basically.
Yeah, but it's a lot worse than just this.
I think it goes deeper. It goes deeper than that. These kids are supposed to be.
I didn't mean for a moment to ameliorate anything.
Right. Yeah. No, I know.
They're supposed to be some good kids.
They are
above average,
but they're banging each other.
What? Well, I could see Hunter suckering one of the Obama girls. I could see him, you know.
Well, listen.
pulling.
Here's what the problem is, right? Okay, I mean, there's always black sheep. There's always people that have issues. I'm by no means a saint, but when you get people holding this type of office that have this amount of power and this much influence on the country, the problem isn't that they've got a couple kids that are fucked up. The problem is that China has all of this information, and that is completely compromising the whole country. That's the heart of the problem. Like, hey, you want to go blow lines
this kind of
and
stuff is
fuck,
just a slap in the face, really.
yeah, it's like you want to go blow lines and party your ass off, whatever. I mean, have at it. But now that you're getting the Chinese, you know, the Chinese Communist Party involved, and you've completely compromised your entire family in our country, to the point where they could easily blackmail you into doing anything, yeah, that's a fucking problem. I mean, you know,
They own Biden.
It's less about them doing drugs and more about the situation that they put themselves in to compromise everybody. All of us, you, me, the whole country. It's not good.
Just thought it was a little juicy, little funny little tidbit to open with.
It is. Sorry, I didn't mean to get angry, but I'm just pissed off.
Well, were you angry? Is this Twigs angry?
No, it wasn't. But I was just. No, this isn't me. I shouldn't have said angry, but I was a little frustrated. Angry. Hey, I think anger is a little bit higher than frustration.
Listen,
so
fellas,
I'm not quite that angry yet.
Listen,
we are in the arena here, the arena of ideas. There's lions that roar in the arena. Hey, let it out. It's whatever has to happen happens. When this show is over, we leave the arena.
That's right.
You know, we leave it in the arena. That's all I know. The arena.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Yeah.
Oh, we are.
It's ugly. There's no way around it.
This is very ugly. I was just watching Kamala Harris today.
Speaking of ugly.
Oh, well, her talking about, like, she was in an interview. They were asking her, well, you guys are going to be really progressive. And she's just laughing in the interview. And she's like, listen. She goes, my mother comes from India. I grew up as a black child. That's what we should be talking about. You know, all that. It's like, look, stop talking about that stuff. You know, we know with Obama, there's a percentage in there. I think it's 51 something, 52. He was white, but he's a white man. Obama's a white man. He really is. And there's some other mixtures in there too. I don't think what's his African-American mix in there? Like his roots was like 30% or something?
I have no clue.
I've seen people break it down, like, because he has, you know, there's
what are we?
characteristics.
To me, the guy's clearly a black man. I mean, he's got enough of it in him to have the characteristic features, right?
But does he have to 100% be a black man? Can he talk about his white mother and white grandparents that raised him?
Well, sure. I'm not saying that he's not a virtue. I'm not saying
why does he have to be?
All I'm saying is
Barack
Obama,
a black guy from the streets, Obama. You know, come on, man. He didn't grow up in those streets or nothing. He grew up at his grandparents' house. They held his hand everywhere they walked.
That's fine.
You know,
I mean, they did. You're saying, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to detract from anything you're saying.
I'm saying that people are magically 100% black folk when they're not. See, I just don't think he should be rolling that way. That's how Kamala rolls. You know, her family's not a 100%. Like, how do you claim that? Come on. Just like I'm Italian, but I always tell people I'm like 50%. But I say I'm mostly Italian, but I always say, hey, guys, like 50%.
Well, you know.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah.
My mom knew you were an Italian. She knows you're an Italian. Like I
favor that.
You know.
Okay. You know, but at the same time, there's other stuff in there too. I can't say now. My dad looks like just a big Italian Dago. and my grandmother's 100%. Like,
I should have put it
they
all
can
together.
say it. They can say it. So don't say it if you're really not. Like, I never really heard.
Okay,
it
so
said,
are we saying that Obama's not really a black guy?
No.
Well, he's
No,
52.
no, no,
He's
no,
51 something white. He's a
Well, I
50
think
50 mix.
here. Let me see if I can
He's a
rearticulate
50.
what you're trying to
He's
say.
like 50,
I think
51% white, and I think the rest is broken down. Why is
Right.
it a
So
big
the
deal?
point is,
Why is it got to be a big deal? It's a natural mix. Like, who cares?
I
It's
don't
good.
ever
Yeah, I
It's like
think
a,
I think
big
I
deal. I
think
think
it,
that race is something that only the Democrats do and pursue and make a big deal.
exactly.
good
I
for
mean,
them. Fact check
what I'm
that
getting,
one.
yes, yeah.
Fact check
So
that one.
what I'm getting, what I'm hearing is, and if I'm hearing what you're saying, what yes, he's a black man. He's got, he's part black. There's no doubt about it. But he wasn't raised like the people that he's trying to relate to. And I think that's what ultimately what the issue is. And it's the same with Kamala. It's like, look, I'm not black at all, but I can, that doesn't mean that I can't sympathize with somebody in a less fortunate situation. So it's like, why do you have to exploit your blackness when you can still sympathize with black people, right? Like, why, just because you might have a little bit darker skin, why does that make your sympathy more value than somebody else's, or than my sympathy? Like, I can sympathize and have empathy for somebody in a shittier situation than me without it
Yeah,
having to
there's
do with, it
black
doesn't have to do anything
people.
with skin. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Like,
there's
I could
people in all
sympathize with
kinds
the
of
black
different
community, or I
situations.
I could sympathize with them. I'm not saying I can relate to them perhaps, but I can sympathize if there's a certain percentage of people that are struggling. I don't have to be black to be able to do that. And I think that's kind of
Exactly.
like, I don't, like, you don't have to exploit your heritage in
Everybody's
order to relate to
struggling.
somebody. It's
Everybody
like, it's just,
struggles, and everybody goes up, everybody goes down. There's some black people that have white people working for them. There's some white people that have
yeah.
black people
So,
working for them. There's some people that are low. You go to Miami, there's black people
Guys.
own big buildings.
yes.
Everybody owns everything, but the
Just
Democrats try to frame it all in this
they exploit race.
plantation
Yes.
form. Yeah, it's so weird.
That's the problem.
So
Yeah. I
weird.
mean,
It's
what it boils down to,
magically.
what it
Yeah,
boils down to is they're exploiting race when they don't need to. They could be equally, or not, if not more effective, without having to play the race card.
Listen,
I
I'm
get
I'm so sick of race. It doesn't matter.
well,
Yeah.
wait, fellas. Speaking of race cards and different cards that they pull every 4 years, remember the
Oh,
war on women back in
yeah.
2000, the 2012 election?
Like,
It's funny that they have the war on women, which was just around for you could call it a
the election
brief
cycle.
winter, a warm winter or warm summer. It's funny though. They'll stretch the war on women to the limits, but when Amy Comey Barrett, and I'm watching it right now, they're about to push her through.
Yep.
They're not even showing up to this. This is kind of a big deal. You got a woman getting put in. Trump's replacing a woman, keeping a woman in there. She's dynamite. She didn't need any notes the other day. She smashed everybody's questions out of the park.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
awesome.
I mean, did you see Kamala question her? It looked like she was trying to bully her in the street.
Listen, Kama is a bully.
Jesus.
Kama's a bully. She's a bully. She's a bully
Yeah.
all day long. Listen, I'm also
Yep.
want the you want to know why Biden? Look, you guys were saying Biden is gone until election day. Where's this information coming from?
He's
Biden's gone until
popping
election
up
day.
here and there. He's
Yeah,
popping
no,
up
but I
here and
heard
there.
that he was going into hibernation. It's Twigs, you just said.
I heard it. I heard that. I mean, I didn't hear it coming from him, but I heard it from a few different sources. That
Oh,
they're putting
right.
He just traveled right next to his home state. He didn't really go anywhere today
Yeah,
or yesterday. I think he
I think
stayed close to home at first.
Yeah, I think after that, most
You
recent
want to know
appearance in
why Biden doesn't
Pennsylvania, he's
campaign? You want to
done.
know why they don't campaign? Why Biden hides in his basement? It's because I think it's because they all know it's over from the get go. And I'm looking at something that was posted on one of these 8chan channels, one of these Chan networks here that you guys sent in the group chat. It says nobody's talking about it, but the look on everyone's faces says it all. The campaign is over. I feel ashamed to have campaighed for Joe, and I'm not the only one who feels this way. Several campaign workers and volunteers have quit showing
You
up.
sent that to us in a transmission earlier.
No, that was must have been Twigs. But I'm reading it. But listen. This is something that I've been vibing on for quite a while. Joe Biden. It's not because he's trying to demonstrate that he's afraid of coronavirus, although that's what they're trying to pander it as. But he's staying home Because largely, at least in large part, because they know that they don't have a chance. They're not. They know. Look, when they go campaign anywhere, nobody shows up. They went somewhere in Las Vegas, and literally this many people came. Like this many, and that's why they do the cars everywhere. They fill up. That's why they pass it off as coronavirus. That's lucky. I think that's kind of like a lucky intersection of things there. I don't think that's something. I think a lot of things are coordinated. A lot of things are coordinated. A lot of conspiracy, but that particular little thing is just largely beneficial to them, using coronavirus to say that they can, you know what I'm talking about when they put the cars in the for the cameras to see. They make it look like a Biden rally has some people in it because there's a bunch of cars there, people in their cars honking their horns because
Oh
of
yeah.
coronavirus. You know, but that's just a trick for the cameras to fill up camera space. Literally, just to fill up the space of the camera, they put like a dozen or so cars in there, and it looks like Joe Biden's got a lot of people at the rally because it literally fills up the picture. It's like a psychological thing in photography, cinematography, and in designing propaganda and things to put on your TV. People think about this. They think very hard about this, and you know, so they would never be able to.
They
do
have
that.
Hollywood in their back friggin' pocket, of course.
Yeah.
They have Hollywood, man.
Anyway, the reason Joe Biden is hiding, and the reason why you're not going to see him again is because they just don't know. There's no reason for them to waste the time and the money and to embarrass themselves any further. They can pass it off as being coronavirus related, but they don't. They cannot afford to have themselves on TV anymore with nobody showing up anywhere.
Look at the sheer amount of television commercials. There's so many of them. They literally have some studio out there just working around the clock. I mean, hundreds of millions. All the BLM money is really starting to, you know, hit the wheelhouse. I mean, they're pumping it in. They're pumping it in. That's why he's staying in the basement. He's trying to fight this battle with cash, and you don't win battles with Trump with cash because Trump outperforms.
You don't win battles.
He physically outperforms. You're gonna mess around with Trump
physically and mentally.
Oh, you better.
People think he's a dumb guy, but that's not true.
Package. Oh, you know, at the debates, they said, you know what, we want a real deal debate. And that's exactly what Trump did. He brought it to his ass. He says, you want to debate like that? Let's debate like that. He was writing his stuff down, taking his notes. I like the way he did it. And he made sure he made points. He didn't just get slapped around.
Oh, Trump made Biden look like a fool. He made him look like
it was unbelievable.
No doubt about it.
And so you know, Kamala with the vice president also, you know, Pence made her look like look like a bully, like just a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry though. Victrix, what is that there that I'm seeing behind you?
Oh,
that was
it says
through the.
Let me get out of the way. It says this is how you grab a pussy.
Here, let me 42 minutes. Okay. Look, this. Have you guys seen? First of all, are either of you on any of these Chan forums? 8chan, 4chan.
I don't know how
many there are. Have you ever looked at them?
I have not. I only follow people that follow them.
Okay, I have looked at them
because it's constantly changing and they're constantly having to switch to different things. So I don't know what to believe and what not to believe. So I just have a handful of people that follow this stuff pretty religiously.
Dude, I got to tell you,
then I follow them.
You should get into it, the both of you, for the benefit of the show, for whatever, for your own edification. You really need to, because it's like the Alex Jones of the internet, really, of the internet forums. If you watch, you know, people think Alex Jones, propaganda tries to pass him off as a crazy guy. And for a while, I even thought he was a crazy guy. I used to watch him here and there. And then right after Trump got elected, he started going on about something. I can't remember what it was. And then I just started thinking the man was just nuts. And I stopped listening to him. But now he seems like one of the only sane people left on earth. It's funny how that.
Yep.
How that changes, but anyway, so these
his persistence, hold on a second now, his persistence and his stamina, his holding, The dude's
Well,
still
it's what
here.
he's saying. It's what he's saying. But listen,
He's still here.
but
So
he's
I mean,
saying things that aren't crazy. Is what's profound. Is what the point.
yeah, but you're allowed to take stabs at
No, but
stuff.
listen. I'm trying to make a point here. This
Go
Chan
ahead.
stuff.
Go ahead.
This Chan stuff is like the Alex Jones of chat rooms. When you watch Alex Jones for just a few minutes today, all you have to do is turn on an Alex Jones program on Infowars on any given day. And I admittedly I don't do it very much, but you turn them on. Just watch anything he's doing lately. Watch him for 5 minutes, and you'll realize that the news, any mainstream news media outlet, Fox News included, is not reporting on anything that's actually going on in the world. You don't know nothing that's important. They're not, and it's not like Alex Jones is just spouting off crazy. I mean, it's if you understand logic, and first of all, just watch it, evaluate it for yourself. But you'll understand if watching for a moment of Alex Jones that you're not getting hardly anything that's really important in the world from anything like CNN, MSNBC, Fox News included, even One American News, any of them. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. People are not reporting on stuff. So anyway, that's what these Chan chat rooms are like. You're not getting the internet. This is raw internet, ladies and gentlemen. You go to these Chan chats. You look out. What's going to oh my goodness. And it's easy to see. It's easy to sift through the bullshit. It's easy to find. If you understand how language works, you can sift through the bullshit real easy. You can sift through anything that Alex Jones might be talking about that might not be up to snuff. But look, Alex Jones is pretty much up to snuff these days. Now, Victrix, please.
Well, I'm not even going to try to follow up on that. I think that little tiny segment right there is going to stop the way it was because there's no way to follow you on that one.
No, all I wanted to say was to check out these Chan chats, dude.
I know. I can't follow up that was too good.
All right, check them out. Go look for 4chan. Go look for 8chan.
No, we will. That's what's going to happen. Okay.
That's unadulterated internet. That's where you're gonna. That's unfiltered, raw internet. That's like straight from the hive. You'll be amazed.
Guys, I love this back here. I mean, look at the look on Joe's face in this picture right here. I mean, how funny is that?
I love those. I don't know what
it's just funny. It's a comical. I mean, hey, we know Trump. We don't wish Joe any harm.
No,
so
you don't have to. He does enough to himself.
Look, Joe. I think Joe's not a bad guy. I think he just has gotten himself in so deep.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, I think he is a really bad guy.
You're gonna have to give you a few.
He's a likable guy.
Hang
on. Now I'm not saying he's maybe he was a little bit.
I used to think he was what you're saying he was until I figured out that he wasn't.
Yeah, but maybe Joe just has a little buildup of all the criminal investigations and stuff that could be coming for that for those Hunter Biden deals. I mean, we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars here. That's a lot of dough to just have out of nowhere. That's just a lot of dough to have out of nowhere. I mean, I bust my ass. It's almost impossible to make money doing service industry shit. You get your teeth knocked out of your face daily. I feel like someone's kicking my ass at work every day. How's this guy coming out of jail off of a heavy coke addiction right into like board of directors for what was it, Burisma or whatever?
I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell is going on here? Look, Joe should have kept him do what Trump did. Put him on your own board of advisors or give him a job in your cabinet, like Kushner. Kushner's Trump's lead advisor. And then he's got, he has his daughter is also, one of his, right-hand woman. He's got solid people around him. Ivanka Trump
who is going to be in Nathan Benderson Park tomorrow or today by the time this is published.
Hang on. Let me just make a point. Ivanka Trump's not blowing lines right now. Okay? She doesn't have a fucking ounce of coke in her purse, hitting the bathroom every 10 minutes, taking a bump. Like Obama's daughter, apparently, and of course, Joe Biden's son, they're loaded on this stuff and it's getting around and it's all being swept under the rug. I'm just saying, you don't see Kushner, you don't see any of the Trump sons, you don't see Ivanka running into the bathroom to do bumps. Trump's actually,
They're
spreads
decent
a
people.
zero drug policy.
Decent people.
I agree.
If you're going to do this position, if you're going to be in these positions, you don't
Listen,
mess
listen.
around.
You want to know? I just came up with a hypothesis. You want to know why this whole Trump-Russia thing came out with this whole scandal about him with prostitutes and peeing on some bed in Russia or something somewhere? Now, who would even do that? Why? Oh my God! I mean, when I hear stuff like that, I think, my God! But this came out of someone's mind. Hey guys, guess whose mind it came out of? It came out of one of those people who we're trying to fight against here, who actually does things like that and probably appears on a laptop somewhere.
That's 100% correct. I mean, that's what we've been talking about this entire time. For one, I think everybody knew that Trump accusation was a joke. He's a germaphobe, and everybody knows it.
Well, but not everybody though. Were you on Facebook?
Like, oh, I know. I mean, anybody that knows Trump. I mean, I'm not saying that I know him personally, but anybody
But
that's
I have known Trump my whole life.
But anybody that's familiar with his behavior, I should say, knows that he's a germaphobe, and he would never. I mean, yeah, he loves banging hot chicks, and I don't think that's a secret, and I think that's admirable, to be honest with you. But I don't think he'd ever bang a hooker and have her. I mean, that's just not how, and have her pee on him. I mean, that's just not possible.
No, that's
not
gross.
Trump's style.
It's just not his style. I mean, it doesn't even make sense.
You'd hear a lot more about it. There'd be a lot of it. He would be proud of it. He would be talking about it.
He would be one of those gross guys that ends up having stuff on laptops, and folks, it all comes out eventually. They've been doing so much digging, and where is it? Donald Trump is like a saint.
They would have had anything by now. But to go back to your point, you're 100% correct that they project. They always project. That's why they accuse Russia and Russia. Like it's all stuff that they're doing. They've been doing it for years. I mean, they go out and they just
it's their MO.
They accuse you of what they're guilty of. I mean, that's classic. It's like.
All right, so now let's think about that for a minute. Now, they accuse you of what they're guilty of doing, so that in order to distract the public from what they are doing, so that implies that they know that the things that they are doing are immoral and wrong, correct?
I think they know that. I think they know that it would be frowned upon. Now, I don't know if they believe that what they're doing is wrong, but I think they know that in the court of public opinion, it would be wrong. I think these people are evil enough to don't think that they're wrong, but that we're too stupid to think that it's right.
I agree 100%. I agree.
If that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. That's a very, 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 very cogent analysis. Twigs, thank you. Hey guys, we're in the final 15 minutes already. How time flies.
Yeah, no kidding. There's so much going on.
Time's flying on this podcast. It's also flying here just in life. We got the election is what is it? 6-7 days out or so.
Just a few days.
Folks, are wallets going to tighten nationwide? Are they going to tighten nationwide? The instant Biden would be announced, a plugs Big Head Harris presidency, we're gonna see what Twigs. I know your wallet might tighten up just for a little bit, just to see what happens. Tighten it just a little bit. I know I'm going to. I might even have to slash pay over at the old office. Might have to cut some pay on the labor that I give the guys. That said, right now it's skyrocket. The guy works for me. He's killing it. I mean, he makes more than I do. He crushes me. I don't even get a damn paycheck because I own the business. I mean, I get shit on half the time. Yep. But you know what? They're doing great. We're busy. We're slammed. My opportunity could come around the corner. I'm just trying to be ready for it. But folks, am I going to get sidelined here? What's going to happen? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think you will.
What's going to happen to the realtors? Construction, everything. Are we going to stay on this Trump train, this Trump roll, or are we going to pass it over to Joe and go on a social justice campaign from hell that's going to make everybody say, whoa?
Um,
I think you I think you laid it out pretty good there, Victrix. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to get sidelined, but you definitely will if Joe gets in. That's no
Well, if
secret.
people tighten their wallets, which means, see, right now what's happening is everybody in construction slammed. I don't care who you are, where
Yeah.
you're at,
Yeah.
unless you're in some liberal state that's forcing you to be shut down. But you're slammed. Your work's getting passed on to other
Interesting.
companies. It's falling through the cracks. I mean, I can't even handle the calls sometimes, and I do this magical thing that happened before 2008. I passed it on to other people, and they passed it on, and it's more to go around. People don't, some of these liberals that want the free college and this, they don't get how it works. So when Trump says we're going to have the biggest year ever next year, that money's going to it's like a helicopter dropping a water bomb on a fire. I mean, it just is like boosh. I mean, we're talking nuclear dough bombs, just money that everybody gets a little piece of it, man. Everybody gets new opportunities. People get to get hired. Some kid that thought he was an idiot, next thing you know, he's making $600-700 a week spreading concrete. And the kid found out he can spread concrete. Next thing you know, this kid's got his own fucking concrete business. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he sticks with the same company and makes like fucking 900, 1200, 15 a week. See, folks, the trickle down is the only way. No bum on the street ever fucking cut someone a fucking paycheck. Rob, take it from there.
what is this? What is this thing that Mr. Anonymous sent in the chat? This who's Lil Pump, and why are these dumb names? What's the deal with all
I
these?
I can't stand it. And to be honest, I don't like his music, but he is extremely popular. I mean, and he apparently signed one of the larger deals in recently in the hip hop world. And he he's a Trump man, Lil Pump for Trump. You got that queued up?
Yeah, I have. Well, he's got this official music video, and then our sound engineer.
Gucci gang.
Well, maybe Little Pump knows people around him that are doing good.
Well, so listen,
Know,
I'll play this in the microphone one more time. Here, we got this little thing. This is him,
Yep.
right? This is.
Hey, all I gotta say is Trump 2020, bitch. Fuck, I look like paying extra 33 in tax for Biden, bitch ass nigga. Fuck Sleepy Joe, nigga. Trump 2020, bitch. Ah!
So there's some smart kids out there, anyway.
Maybe he's not as dumb as we thought.
The language was a little too much.
Well,
but you know what? If that's
it's
his
his
style, whatever.
It certainly appeared to be.
Well,
but he's okay. The dude's okay. He looks
he's
okay
excited.
to me. All right.
I like the enthusiasm.
Honestly, he looked like a fun guy.
I got a dirty mouth. I say fuck every like 5 words. I'm an idiot.
Well,
I got a dirty mouth too.
That's besides the point. The point is, these are not the only people that feel that way, right? And the fact, it's very reassuring, despite how you feel about him personally. He's not my favorite artist in the world, but he does have a ton of people that follow him. He has a huge fan base.
Dude looks like a fun guy.
and for him to come out and say that, I mean, we can only hope that it empowers other people and other celebrities to do the same. Because frankly, I mean, it's going to take more than just that. But if people keep coming around, celebrities keep coming around, I mean, eventually it's going to.
Is Little Pump good?
Let's listen to it one more time.
Because I know your stuff kind of goes into depth. There's a little singing in there, a little hip hop. There's a rap in it. I'm just saying, is his song just like saying Gucci gang, Gucci gang? I mean, is that it, or is there some badass songs? What do you think?
I mean, to be honest with you, I've never sat down and I've only heard the stuff that like got really, really popular. I've never like listened to a whole album of his, but any of that popular, I mean, I just don't like that style. I mean, I don't even know. Successful. I mean, I'm looking at
any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, he's got, his songs have hundreds, just on Spotify alone, hundreds and hundreds of millions of listens. I mean, it's insane. So, yeah. I mean, this is not a small thing. I mean, it's a big deal. And not to mention,
it's a good day. It's a good,
and Ice Cube and 50 Cent. I mean, it's like, Kanye, I mean, even though he may not fully go out and say Trump 2020. I mean, but we know he's there. I mean, he's
Well,
there.
hasn't he? You mean he
He
hasn't?
leans right. He's a
He
right leaning.
yeah.
Doesn't he wear the hat? I thought he.
Kanye.
I
He's
thought
Well,
he.
trying his best.
Well, he's still technically running for president. So
No, wait a minute.
I think
Doesn't
he can't endorse. I think he can't. I don't think he's going to endorse President Trump because now he's running for president. But
Is he
Guys, I got
actually
Chuck
though? I thought he
Schumer
didn't get on
live.
any of the ballots.
Fellas, we
What
got
do we got?
Schumer live.
Listen, I thought that Kanye running for president thing lasted for like 3 or 4 days.
yeah, I mean, it's not serious. But I think he's just
Oh boy.
He's
really
not on
good.
a ballot somewhere.
I thought he got on like maybe a handful of states, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I thought that's what he said, but that could be.
I can't. I don't think he can't be.
But
No,
I think,
there'd
but
be
and
more
he, and
about
he
that in
knows,
the
and
news. He's not on a ballot anywhere. There's no way.
and he's not and he's not stupid. He's not anticipating. I think what he's
But
doing
doesn't he
is
wear the hat though? He wears the MAGA hat. Don't we know who he's voting for? What happened?
He did before, but I don't know.
What's the deal with that? Why do you?
He's pro Trump. Let's just I mean, we know he is, but I think he's tiptoeing around things for whatever reason. But look, he's smart. He's brilliant. He's out there, but a lot of those creative types are, and he knows that he's just doing this to influence some change in the Black community, which I think is long overdue. So I'm all for him. I mean, I think I respect him going out on a limb like that and saying, hey, you know what? Planned Parenthood is bullshit. Like, like that, that is murder.
Yes. Like creepy organization.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's coming out
Acorn.
against this stuff, and he's a religious person, and even though I'm sure he's done plenty of sinning, but we all have, and I mean, he's trying to encourage the family unit. He's trying to encourage faith in God, and I mean, how can you knock that? And that's something that's been absent, from a lot of people's lives. And
well, there really is a war on religion, especially religion having anything to do with government or any kind of it escapes me what I'm trying to say now, or what word I'm looking for, another word for government. But there are obviously even especially from within government on the left, there are people who are clearly at war with religion, with Christianity specifically. I mean, if you try to deny it, I just can't hardly.
Well, the Democrats vote on it in their Democratic convention every 4 years. Do we keep God in the platform or not? And they always yell no, and they just keep it anyways because they just know they have to. But they vote no on religion in the platform. They vote no on it every time, and they scream it too. It's not just a no; it's like
Well, look, we got all this coronavirus stuff now. People, okay, so in California and everywhere, New York, all the most famous liberal places, you can do anything you want except anything that makes you happy, anything that's normally human. I mean, you can riot and you can burn things and you can, my God, do whatever you want. That's terrible.
Is this how it is in Brussels? Is this how it is in Brussels, the utopian liberal destination? I mean, is that what they do there? Burn
I don't
shit?
know.
And
Who cares?
somebody has a problem, they go out and just, go threaten people at a restaurant like, hey, you shouldn't
Look,
be
here,
enjoying
right now, we're
that
dealing
soup.
with a war between good and evil, man. We're dealing with war between.
Oh, it's as evil as it gets. Good and evil.
We are talking
You're not lying.
We're talking ethereal evil. We're talking like war on happiness, war on the human spirit, war on the human soul. People not being allowed to sing. They're trying to make laws about people singing in church, singing in public. Like they're trying to regulate human behavior, trying to tell you how you can gather, who you can be with, how long you can, how close you can be. Look, my God, human beings, we're intimate creatures. We're social creatures. We
what
live
in the hell happened?
It's It's insane. It is insane.
Obama?
It is literally insane.
Seems like Obama was the starting point for all of this.
Yes.
No, really.
He was an inflection
I don't
point.
remember
We'll call him
it
an
before
inflection
him.
point.
I don't remember this type of stuff before him. I really don't.
That's just because it wasn't on the forefront as much. Now they're just open about it. This has been a battle that they've been fighting.
I remember it bubble into the surface. You know,
Yeah, and I mean, but they always, but this was a slow drip into pushing society the way that they're pushing it now. And you're right, it wasn't as out front as it is now, but
and
it
people were
was
more
always there.
ashamed to call themselves socialists. And in the little
Yeah,
corner, the
well,
little
they can't, they knew that they couldn't. I mean, and this is all part of the playbook. This is all part of psychological warfare and how you can manipulate a country into embracing socialism. And that's something that takes at least a generation, if not two, to do. And they were well aware of that. So they knew that they had to slowly nudge our society exactly the way they have, until the point where they were able to get their hands and infiltrate the education system, get their hands on our students and pollute their minds. And then next thing you know, you got a generation of kids that are exactly where we're at, going down and burning down shit because they think that capitalism is evil, and they think America is evil. They think that everything that we stand for is evil. And they were taught this. This wasn't, they were taught this by evil people. So, and it's been there. It's been a work in progress for a long time, but I think an inflection point would be a perfect way to explain Obama's place in all this, because you're right, Victrix. It wasn't always out there, and I think Obama kind of helped get that out in the open for sure.
so,
But it's
He
just
he helped anything weird get out.
yeah,
without a doubt.
for sure.
How-
But this is just this has been a long time coming. I mean, it's scary.
the thing is, how do you reach these kids that are taught to hate this place that they simultaneously grow up in, living in luxury and living in freedom? How do you see that? You just said there's a gap that must be bridged, and I know that there is like a magical way to do it, a phrase, a way to capture their attention, to open, because what it is a moment of epiphany that they're lacking. It's a moment of profound realization where it all gets shuffled into place, and they suddenly see the bullshit. They suddenly see with their eyes around them that the world is the same as it ever was. There's nothing new, nothing scary outside. They see that they've grown up in the lap of luxury. You know, there's something there. It's like a fuse has been blown, and all you got to do is just replace. You just got to find out which one of these fuses is blown, and replace it.
Well, they're
And then
getting
everything
it
will be
from
fine.
somebody else. They're getting it
Yeah.
from somebody else. You know, they're seeing these Socialism for America websites, the Communism for America website, communismforamerica.com, socialismforamerica.com. Yeah, it exists. You could probably find Obama and everybody in there. Obama's probably like an elite member. They're probably still making donations. He's probably still getting them. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, who isn't getting a piece of this BLM money? Who's getting this? Who's getting the piece of that dough? I know the Tampa Bay Rays gave them $100,000. Who the hell got that? Who in the hell
That's a
got
lot
the
of money.
$100K? Just them.
disgusting.
What
Just
on
them.
earth would they do with
100,000.
that much money? What do you do? What on
Well,
earth?
it goes
Where does it?
to the Hollywood studio that's probably connected to someone from Burisma. You know, it goes to some studio that it goes so creepily deep, but it's being funneled into these Hollywood studios it's probably benefiting the guy at the top, the head 666 fucking pedophile. It's probably him. It
Obama?
probably all gets funneled back to the head of that Democratic leadership, whoever the hell
Obama.
it is pulling the string. No,
Not Obama?
no.
He's up
Yeah,
there.
these are the big players. Yeah, but I mean,
George
who the
Soros.
hell? Whatever.
Have you heard
Yeah,
about
possibly.
Soros' son and Soros' family? And I mean, Soros' son taking pictures with everybody who you don't want to hear him taking pictures with, like Obama and Biden, and Biden's Hunter Biden, and
Look,
all the rest of them.
yeah. I mean,
Well, good for
unfortunately,
him.
we're
And he's trying to continue proliferate his dad's philosophy across the globe. Of course, you know what kind of a radical he is. You know what he did to the Jews, helped to do to the Jews as a little kid in World War II with the Nazis, and he doesn't care in the least. He'll talk about it openly, and he just unabashedly doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. Twigs, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah. I mean, it's even beyond him at this point. And
Yeah, it's something in the shadows
it's
still that
so-
I can't really identify.
It's evil, is what it is. I mean, just like you guys have
Right,
always
but
been
there
saying.
is some cabal that is still
There is. Well, it all comes down to central banking and the people that are in control of the banking system. That's who's really
I feel
that's
like
who's
it's.
really
Just, I
pulling the
feel like
strings.
it's. I feel like it's a group of people that you could put in a room.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They say that maybe no more than 2 dozen people that are at the tippy top. I mean, who knows for sure, but it makes sense to me.
I just
But
think that
I
the
mean, but the
Democrats
problem, but
have
the problem,
their hands in all the money.
I think it's the other way around. I mean, I think that these other people have total control of the Democrats, and that's why they've been able to get away with making such huge transformation in a matter of decades.
Greasing
Because
pockets. Yep, lining and greasing
no,
pockets.
it's all blackmail is what it is. I mean, and you're going to find out all this crap between the Wiener laptop and Hunter's laptop, and there's going to
I
be
wanted
more
to talk
on
about that.
Yep,
there's
spot
going to be more
on.
there's going to be more there's
Spot
going to
on.
be
8chan.
there's going to be more on this laptop, I guarantee, that doesn't have anything to do with Biden, because these people that are in
We're
the
talking
shadows
sick,
like this,
disgusting, sick,
yeah,
disgusting.
and they
thing.
all
Like
and they all blackmail each other, right? So it's not going to be just stuff of Hunter. There's going to be, I mean, I guarantee you, he's got stuff on other people, because that's how these people operate, right? But and this is what I was trying to get at earlier. There's so much evil out there. There's more good than evil, I still believe, but it's the system that has been created and beyond America, but this corruption and this evil, I mean, is the extent of it is so unfathomable, and people have been so trained to believe that the system is better than it is, that if you challenge anybody's worldview, they're going to immediately go into defense mode. And if you are able to, and for them to actually come around to believing that their entire worldview is actually 180 degrees wrong, completely upside down, like that's devastating. That's soul crushing. I mean, that's like suicidal.
I think that's
stuff.
too bad, though, because
It
I
is. It's
enjoy
unfortunate.
change.
I do, but not many people do, though. There's, unfortunately, I mean, it's a much smaller percentage of people that are open-minded enough to embrace a different view, maybe not agree with it, but at least entertain the idea. Most people don't want to do that. They've got their worldview. They have their idea of how the world works, or they've been told that it works. And if you come in and say, no, there is a bunch of pedophiles out there. No, they are hitting people. No, it is corrupt. No, the Communist Party is trying to control them. Like there's so much going on that it's like, it's literally unbelievable to a vast majority of the people. And if you try to convince them that their worldview is entirely wrong, they're going to say, no, it's not, because they're surrounded by it. Right. So, I mean, look at, you talk about the kids.
Yeah.
So they're surrounded by
frustrating.
it. There's like, it's hard to flip that switch. And as much as I wish we could fast track this, I almost think that I don't know how Trump could do it any other way, because you can't make people see this stuff.
It's
You
the
can't
saddest.
make them understand. They have to see it. And, it's just like anything. They've
A lot of young
got to see
people.
it for themselves, and it's
No,
like
it's anybody. Anybody has
just-
to see it for themselves. It's not
Oh,
just
you're right. It's a lot of young
and
people, though.
it sucks. But I mean, that's my biggest fear, is that people are just going to completely refuse to accept it, no matter how in their face it is. I mean, look at
I
the
think
stuff.
something is going to happen that's going to cause.
It has to. It has to. But it's got to be more serious than what we're seeing now. I mean,
I am talking about something beyond anything I'm prepared to state on the program. I think.
I agree. It's going to have to be something extremely profound, and I don't want to say catastrophic, but on the same level.
I don't think it'll be catastrophic, but I do think it will be profound.
But on that level, maybe more of in a positive way. But what's another
an
word
inverse
for
catastrophe?
an
untastrophe, perhaps.
I don't know. I don't know the word for it, but it's. I agree. I think something much bigger is going to have to happen. And I don't know what that is. I don't, like you were asking about what that trigger is. I don't know.
Oh, I do know what I think I'm talking about. I just am not really prepared to say it on the internet.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I think I know what's going to happen. At least I think that I can imagine it. And or anyway, I'm not prepared to. I don't think I'm prepared to get into it yet, but I do think it's something that we should talk about eventually. It is something that I am. Yeah. I am trying to find out how to approach it on a podcast. That's what I'm trying to do.
Understood.
What's our time look like, Rob?
We're done. We're done for a long time. We're way overboard. We're a long time overboard. We should just turn it
Well,
off.
let's close it out. Let's close it out here.
Okay. So I'm done. Are you guys done?
Okay, well, I'm going to just say, everybody, we got the election around the corner. You've heard Biden and Kamala Harris basically, and Michelle Obama was the worst one. She came out and said, basically, you're going to want to vote for us. We know that there could be some violence involved, just like we saw this summer. If I think all the Democrats think they're just going to, go out and cause havoc in the streets. I'm recommending everybody have a plan. Glenn Beck has been talking about this for the past month. And
Oh, that means I've been talking about this February.
to be quite honest with you, so have I and everyone else here. Be prepared for election night. It starts looking like Trump's really running away with it. You might want to lock your doors and windows. You might want to start just keeping an eye, making sure no one's, roaming the streets. You don't see like a pack of 10 people running down the street. Be careful. I doubt anything's going to happen. I think Trump's going to smash them in the teeth, and people are going to say, you know what, these Democrats really don't have a good message. Let's just not cause any problems. I know the last 2 times Obama won, I know I didn't do anything violent. I just said, crap, gonna have to struggle for 4 more years. And
well, but you
really
thought about
work.
doing something violent, though, right? You
No.
thought about it.
Hell no.
No, you didn't even think about it.
No, because that's
you didn't even think about burning down a business. You didn't even think about smashing. You didn't even think.
No, I can't spend any time in jail at all. I barely can survive in my house and in a thriving environment. It's hard enough for people to just make it day to day with cars and food and everything. So no, I've never thought of that. No, I wish Romney would have won, because I thought the economy
Well, you wish
would
then
have
he would have won.
It would have picked up, but they did so poor in battling Obama, and then Biden made Paul Ryan almost cry, because Paul Ryan was such a little pussy in that debate. He could have smashed Joe. But I'm just saying, just bury it deep down and see how bad these people mess us up. Like I said, I know if Joe wins, I'm tightening my wallet a little bit, because the wallet isn't too big to not be tight in the first place. But I've seen a Joe Biden economy. It doesn't favor the construction workers or the realtors. That's all I'm gonna leave it right there, because that's the majority of people. It does not favor the construction workers, not one bit. And you know what? For years I said, man, where's all the calls? Where's the calls I used to get before 2008? Like, people calling, asking questions. Hey, how, just normal business, influxes of calls here and there. Hey, can't handle it. Give the work to somebody else. Pass the calls and stuff on to other people. Where the hell is it? And then Trump got in, all of a sudden, boom, there's the calls, there's the business. It's like, people that have a little money saved up or have been working their whole lives are going to start spending some savings. That's how it works, folks. People you don't just elect somebody and they cut checks and there's free school. I got news for you. There's already a lot of free school and free this and free that going on. You don't need to worry, folks. There's plenty of programs out there. We need to keep this economy rolling. Next year is going to be the biggest year ever. And that's where you're going to see improvements in people's lives year after year with Trump here, which is what we've already seen. Even through COVID, construction and real estate stays up. Trump, next Tuesday, we'll be back before that, and we'll probably be here during the election, possibly. Take it away, Twigs. I'm out.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. That was a good closing. Trump 2020 for sure. I will say this. I do not think that either party is going to come out of this despite the outcome of the election. I don't think either party is going to emerge the same moving forward. I think American politics is going to be completely rearranged. I mean, Trump's already broke the mold, right? What the left is doing now is, I think both the right and the left are going to have to be rebuilt. I mean, and Trump's going to have a lot to do with rebuilding the right, which I think is going to be in a positive way. And the left is just, I don't see him coming out of this. I just don't. I mean, they can't operate like this moving forward. I mean, for any length of time. I mean, beyond this election, and we know it's going to get worse. We know no matter who wins, it's going to get ugly, and it's going to stay ugly. It's not going to go away overnight. But the left is destroying themselves. That the Democrat Party will not be the same ever again. And I don't see it as a long term. I don't see the way they're acting now being able. I don't see that being sustainable for them. It's not going to work. But I do think it's going to get worse before it gets better. So, like Robbie was saying, this is a good versus evil thing. And come election day, you better be on the right side here, and otherwise, everyone's going to pay.
Oh, sorry, I was muted there. So I think it is going to get a little bit worse before it gets better, but it's not going to get a whole lot worse, I don't think. I don't think we're going to go to civil war like people like Glenn Beck probably think. Glenn Beck is a doom and gloom guy.
I would argue that we're already in civil war. It's just not a hot civil
Well,
war.
what does it mean? Well, okay,
But
sure.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
according
it's
to the
going to be.
actual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think there's
actual
going to be a true
definition.
civil war. Yeah.
Well, so what is?
But
I mean,
anyways.
it's hard to say. Civil war means two people fighting over for control of the country. Two or more factions fighting for control of the same country from within the country is what a civil war is. So I guess that is going on, arguably to some degree. But when people think civil war in America, unfortunately, they generally relate it to something that is incorrectly called a civil war, which is the war between the states. It wasn't a civil war. It was a war of secession. It was the South was trying to leave and the North said no, and they went to war over it. So it was not two people fighting for control of the same land. It was they were trying to break apart, and the war was over that. So anyway, Twigs, you were on point all night, buddy. My God, cogent stuff, good stuff, really, really good stuff.
All around, everybody's been on fire.
Yeah, this show went by real fast. We went way overboard. Maybe it's prelude to shows that are longer in the future always. Anyway, Victrix, you don't got to worry about tightening your wallet, I don't think. This is the end of the Democrats as a party. It's and their leadership and their influence and the whole paradigm. Wallet's going to be overflowing, man. You're not going to tighten it. You're going to have to get a new one. You're going to have to get another safe from Simply Safe. No, they don't. They don't do safes, do they? Anyway, let's see. Collectivism, folks, is the end of everything. I wrote down collectivism for some reason. Unfortunately, the businesses that have already been destroyed have fallen victim, I think, to collectivist mindset. And even the ones that would argue against that and say that they're just victims, that they agree with me in their way of thinking, but they're victims. I don't know. I would have fought. I know I'm not in your business, whoever I'm hypothetically talking to, but these people never had any right to tell you to shut down. And if you didn't fight and you didn't stay open, you could have. You could have, because they were wrong. You were in the right. You were in the clear. You just had to have courage. Just have courage, and from forever and from now on, just have courage. Courage to do what's right when you know something is being done wrong to you. I could go on and on about how that relates to what America is and what we're fighting for and all that. But anyway, I will conclude by saying I'm sick of these goddamn masks. Take them off. Where the hell is the goddamn coronavirus? How old am I going to be when I finally see coronavirus? I thought it was a virus the likes of which humanity's never seen before. And again, I guess I can't argue that because I still haven't seen it. How old am I going to be when I see it? I guess it will always be the virus the likes of which humanity will never see. It's a virus the likes of which humanity will never see, has never seen before, and will never see, will never ever see. Evidently, if you care about evidence, people, if you care about evidence, all the evidence suggests that you're being lied to, that there is nothing scary outside. Look, all you people are wearing masks as though there's something scary outside. So you're wearing masks, right, because you think there's something scary outside. If I'm talking to a hypothetical mask wearer, of course, your answer is yes. Yes, I'm wearing it because there's something scary outside. What are you, crazy? I've never worn a mask in the same place that you're wearing these masks all the time. Why am I not dead? I thought there was something scary outside. Will people start using your brains? Will you please start using your brains? God damn it, please just use your brains. Goodbye. Tune in next time. Use your brains. Go use your brains. Give it a try. Give it a try. Give it a try. I promise you it's fun. It's fun to use your brain. It'll take you places. All the places you go. Go use your brain.
All the dead girls of London, why do they act that way?